3, a 2,
I'm ready.
a 1. Agid? That's not a word. Okay. Here we go. I got it. We'll keep this all in here, maybe. All right, welcome. I am Sean Dangler.
And I am Dan Cutler.
And we're here on What a Pitch! Yeah! Woo! We're here.
Fuck yes.
All right. Yes, this is What a Pitch on, I don't know, the Pandering Talk channel. I don't know how we're going to do this. Insert channel. It's like channel 33 if you listen to the Ringer podcast. Our guest is shaking his head no.
I don't know what that is.
I do.
Yeah, you know what it is. Okay.
I listen to the rewatchables.
Yeah, it's great. We might as well introduce our guest.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
We have Will Frazier.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being
for
here.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing great.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're looking good.
Thank you.
Looking shabby,
You
guys.
freshly shaved 2 days ago is how you're looking.
Yep.
Was it 2 days ago?
Probably. Yeah. I just recently got rid of my goatee. I had a goatee for like 15 years.
What?
And I recently,
Really?
got rid of it.
That's
yeah.
okay.
I swear you didn't have
I'm
a goatee
still-
all the time I've known you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure I have.
Wow, I feel bad.
I shaved it once, like maybe, 10 years ago when I was living in Los Angeles. I shaved it just like, let's see what this looks like. I was like, nope.
Not
Immediately grew it back and left it. Yeah.
All right.
But I like it now. Yeah.
That's good.
Thank you.
Cool.
That's good. All right. So this is like a new thing, though. What a pitch.
Yeah. It's episode 1.
Episode 1. Yes.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Right out the gate. Lots of pressure.
Yeah.
Dan, we kind of came up with this together. More the idea is probably more your idea. You pitched me like 3 different ideas, and I was like, I like this idea the most.
Yeah.
So please just give everyone, kind of like how this is going to go down.
All right. So this podcast, What a Pitch, is what we're going to do is we're going to maybe bring people on. Sometimes maybe it's just you and me, Sean.
Yeah.
But someone is going to have an idea about a movie. They're going to come on, and they're going to tell us about the movie. They're going to tell the plot. They're going to tell us, like, what kind of movie, if it's, like, a comedy or a horror movie or something, and maybe give us a title. And then afterwards, we're just going to figure out that movie.
All right.
Oh, that's what this is? I'm leaving.
Oh, sorry. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
What are we going to do?
Episode 1's already up.
I thought we were talking about baseball, and we were going to watch clips, and then we were going to figure out what is that pitch.
We're going to...
Curveball, screwball, fastball. That's what I thought this was going to be.
Well, you're out of luck.
That was actually one of the ideas that Sean shot down.
Yeah, I was like,
let's just watch a baseball game and just be like, was that a curveball? No, it's a changeup. What am I doing?
Yeah, it's like there's too much baseball
there's a
here,
reason
guys.
I'm not an umpire.
Podcasts are not meant for older people, you know that.
I don't
not
think
the
umpires
baseball
need
code.
to know what kind of pitch it is.
Yeah.
I think they just need to know whether it's over the plate or
Yeah.
not.
I think most of them don't know what it is. They
Oh,
just go,
I hope not.
Foul.
I hope mostly like, ooh, good one. But that was a ball, though. It was a little low. But damn, that was crazy.
That ball really dropped.
They're
Yeah.
really supportive. They're
Yeah.
like, really fast. Good job.
I don't know how you did that, but it was a little
I
high.
threw it 100 miles an hour. That's faster than I drive.
Yeah. There needs
Umpire
to be
would
more
do
talking between the umpire and the pitchers
It's
during the game.
just
that's
casual
for sure.
conversation.
Yeah. Just he leans down, just whispers to the catcher, "Hey, you tell him that last one was a really nice pitch."
You tell
And
him.
then
You
the
let
catcher
him-
and then
gives a thumbs
and that's
up
when
when
everyone-
he's giving his signals. It is,
Jump, throw it again.
yeah,
Throw it again. Get it in there.
yeah.
Yeah. So, nope. Not
Not at all. Not at
I
all.
forgot when I
We're
interrupted.
not, we're not talking about baseball.
Right.
Even though we are talking about baseball.
Yeah.
No, we're here to talk about a movie, unless your movie is a baseball movie.
It is not.
Okay.
But it is a sports movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We need good sports
I do like
movies out
sports
there.
movies.
I know.
There hasn't been a good one for a little while. So.
All right.
I know.
Hit us with that. What do we call that? An elevator pitch?
Yeah,
right?
so we're gonna do. So this is like if he like ran into like an executive producer on it, and he's like, "Hey, I got an idea for."
All right, I'll be the producer here. I'll get on the.
So you're
elevator.
talking to Sean because he's
right.
the most good looking.
All right, I will. Okay, we're at the elevator.
All right,
ding.
on
And I'm just sitting here. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Hi.
Who are you?
Oh, my name's Will Frazier.
Okay.
I noticed you hit the top floor in the elevator, so
Yes,
you must be an important.
It's the most important
person.
and richest floor people live up there.
So you're the guy that I am trying to talk to.
Yeah. Yes, I produce many of movies.
Oh, good. Because
And-
I have a movie
Oh, really?
for you.
Luckily, I was just expecting to ride this elevator and hopefully pop in because I've been needing a movie idea.
Okay, well, I have a good one for you.
All right.
Okay. Now, we all know that people call LeBron James the king.
Yes.
But did you know there is a first king of basketball?
What?
That's right. King Kelly Coleman from Wayland, Kentucky.
Okay.
He has every record that there can be a record for
Wow.
in the state of Kentucky high school basketball.
Oh, man.
Now, why not any other records, you may ask?
Mm-hmm.
It's a tragic tale,
Oh.
I'm afraid.
I like this.
But also one of self-preservation and
Okay.
hope and overcoming demons,
Oh.
all while dominating on the basketball court.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like that.
You do?
Yeah, but I gotta get off this floor right now.
Can I come with you?
Well, I'll think about it. I'll let your agent
I'm going to
know.
ride back down and see if there's other people I could talk about.
All right. Well, I'll let you know later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ding dong. And now we're off the elevator.
Yeah, we're off the
Now
elevator.
We have a story about Kelly Coleman from Kentucky, West
Wayland.
Wayland.
Whale
Kentucky.
is that
The
a
Wayland Wasps.
Is that a real place?
Yes, this is a true
This is a true
story.
Oh.
Yes.
Like, wait, Kelly Coleman's a true person?
Yes, he is.
So what happened?
Yeah.
Like what,
Okay.
Yeah. So give us the real story.
All right. So, the way that I heard about Kelly Coleman,
Okay.
I was with my parents in Kentucky. My grandma, my granny, my dad's mom
Mm-hmm.
had just died, and we were back there for the funeral.
Yeah.
And it happened to be during the Sweet 16 basketball tournament. Now, in the Kentucky high school tournaments, they all play each other. There's no classes.
Still, to this day.
Yes.
Wow.
So like when those small schools come up and win, it's like
impressive.
super cool.
Yeah.
Right? And so the Sweet 16 was going on, and as we were driving, we just flipping the radio, picking up whatever stations we could. And one of the stations was sports. They were talking about sports, the Wildcats and the Sweet 16. And the night before at the game, a player had gotten like 22 rebounds in a game. Woo! And they were like, "Oh my, this is a record. This is amazing. This is ridiculous." And then they started taking calls. And one of the callers that they took said, I'm not sure if that is a record. It was an old man.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that is a record. Now, I believe if you look, Kelly Coleman had 30 rebounds in a high school basketball game.
Kelly
Something like
Coleman,
that. Some ridiculous number. And they're like, "Oh, what? Oh, well, how do you remember about this?" He goes, "Well, I'm Kelly Coleman."
Oh!
Savage.
Yep.
Nice.
And my dad immediately knew who it was. My dad grew up in Martin, Kentucky,
Okay.
which is one county over from Wayland. I think Martin's in Floyd County, and I think Wayland's in Harlan County
Mm-hmm.
or Hazard County, one of the two.
Oh.
But either way, and they were like sort of the same age.
Yeah.
Kelly Coleman was a few years older.
Mm-hmm.
So my dad remembers going to all these games and hearing about this legend.
Yeah.
And like seeing these amazing things he could do on the basketball court. And so turns off the radio, then my dad starts telling me all about Kelly Coleman.
Yeah.
And so this would have been, he was in the same graduating class as Jerry West and Oscar Robertson.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a good class.
And he was by far, head and shoulders, the number one recruit. He was the one everyone wanted, was
Really?
Kelly Coleman.
Okay.
He was tall, lanky, and ugly.
Ooh.
Like
What made
so
him
I have
ugly?
Adam Driver in mind
Okay.
to play for the lead role of King Kelly Coleman.
Shots fired at Adam Driver.
No, it's not ugly. He just has a very non-classical.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's not Humphrey Bogart.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so his whole thing was, this was before there was a 3-point line. So he would get the ball across the midcourt line,
Yeah.
and he'd throw a shot.
It's like a 30,
Yeah.
35
What?
And if it went in, great. If it didn't, he had that Dennis Rodman instinct where as soon as it went up in the air, he knew exactly where it was going to come off.
Bounce off.
And
yeah.
so
So you
he
got
ended up
30
getting
rebounds.
all of his own rebounds and then putting it right back in.
Okay.
And then sometimes it would just fall.
Yeah.
And so he would just dominate games. Just
Mhm.
unbelievable.
How tall was he? Sorry.
I want to
Dude.
say just like, 6'4".
Okay.
It wasn't like he was like a freak, but
Yeah.
he was still
But
taller
still
than
to
most
read-
people.
Yeah.
Player.
Yeah. And everyone wanted, and this is the time when Kentucky basketball is the king of the world.
Yeah.
So by this time, Coach Adolph Rupp is still the coach there,
Mhm.
and they had won the championship in 48 and 49 and 51,
Yeah.
and probably
These are the high school, like the state.
no. This is the
University of
the
Kentucky.
University of
Okay,
Kentucky
okay.
college champions.
Okay.
Yeah.
In 48, 49, 51, and 58.
Okay.
So that he had 4 championships already, and he was looking for his 5th. And there's right here in our own state, the
Yeah, he's
best
great.
basketball player
Mhm.
the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
And he's headlines in the and Wayland. You have to, this community, these Martin and Wayland, these places are way eastern Kentucky in the deep Appalachian Mountains.
Ooh.
Far away from Lexington and Louisville.
Yeah.
It's like real close to the border of West Virginia.
Okay.
And so, and back then, it's not like the information doesn't travel as
Yes.
quickly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So when they started realizing what was going on, and his name starts to show up
Yeah.
in the Lexington Herald Leader
Mhm.
and these big city newspapers, like it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And in Kentucky being a coal mining state, King Coal, that was the
Oh, that's good.
that's what the
That's a great nickname.
that's what they call coal is king here.
Yeah.
It's King Coal.
Yeah.
And so once he started, he's like, oh, okay, well he's King Kelly Coleman,
Yeah.
king of Kentucky basketball.
Okay.
And so yeah, he was Adolph Rupp is just mouths watering over this kid, just wants to get him there.
Yeah.
You know, has to come to Kentucky. Has to. There's just no way he wouldn't. Jerry West is right across the border,
Yeah, he's-
playing in West Virginia.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He's out.
He's
in
a West Virginia kid.
Yeah.
And so then, because they are in the same class, then it sort of becomes this battle of like, oh, well, we want both of them. We want both these kids.
Yeah.
We want this to be like a superstar backcourt. But Kelly he didn't have the personality to be in the spotlight and to be a star. He didn't want that.
Yeah.
He wanted to go get drunk after a game. Like he would really He wanted to just go down to the local diner and get a burger and just be left alone.
Yeah.
And once his name is in the paper and everything, and like the towns all around are starting to hear about it, like he just can't. He can't do it.
Yeah,
he can't get
yeah.
a second apiece.
Yeah.
And he hates it. He hates it. He doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So then when Adolph Rupp comes, what essentially he's doing is asking him to come be part of the biggest basketball circus
you gotta
in the whole country now.
And
instead of just in the state of Kentucky.
That's a lot to put on someone who does not want to be noticed.
Yeah. And so he commits. I don't know if they're still signing letters or whatever. But he commits to go play for Kentucky. But he at the state championship, Wayland goes to the state championship.
Yeah. And how big is Wayland? Is this a small community?
So tiny.
All right.
So tiny. Yeah.
All right.
And when I was back in Kentucky maybe 15, 20 years ago or so, and we went to Wayland, and the old gym is still there, just empty, decrepit. Like there was mangy wild dogs like running in and out of it when we were there, and the old Wayland Wasps sign.
The Wasps. Yeah, that's a great name for a school.
Yeah. So the home of the Wayland Wasps sign on the outside of the gym was literally hanging by just one nail still, so it's all crooked, sun beaten.
It sounds like a movie set.
Yeah,
it's like
sure.
that's how you start the movie. Is you just come in on,
and then it goes back to when it's pristine.
It's
like a dual fade.
Yeah.
And and it's just a small. It's a mining town, is what it was. So it boomed. Because the mine closed down and everyone moved out.
Yeah.
So after this, like once the mine closed, the city went from 500 or it wasn't that big to begin with to like 80.
Yeah.
Like it just killed because they have to go to where the work is.
Yeah.
And so he takes his team, little tiny Wayland, the Wayland Wasps, to the Sweet 16.
Which year is this? Which of his years is this?
This was his last year. Okay. This was his senior year.
Okay.
Which I'm guessing would be, I think it would have been 59, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so this is his last game. He's going to be a Kentucky Wildcat after this, and the coolest part for the kids about the Sweet 16. Excuse me.
Burp break.
They held it in Memorial Coliseum, where the Kentucky Wildcats play.
Yeah. All right.
So everyone gets bussed into Lexington.
Yep.
And then they play each other. So, his final game, this is where he's going to be playing.
Yeah.
He scores 50 points, 25 rebounds, whatever, or 28 rebounds, whatever the number was that he called to correct the sports talk radio guys about. Crushes all records and takes off his jersey and stands up to Adolph Rupp and gives him the middle finger.
What?
In the middle of the whole crowd, and just, I'm done. I'm not. No, I'm out. And so he quits basketball. He goes to a small community college in the Appalachians because he still wants to play basketball. But like I said, he's just a private person, and he just doesn't want any of it. He just wants to play ball, and so he goes there and does his thing and just pours on the points and the rebounds. And meanwhile, Jerry West is taking West Virginia to the Final Four. Oscar Robertson's taking Cincinnati, I think. And but yeah, the best basketball player out of those three. Jerry West turned out to be the logo of the NBA.
Yeah.
Oscar Robertson, the only player until Westbrook.
Yeah,
2 years to average a triple-double.
Yeah.
But King Kelly Coleman.
I had never heard of
just
that.
fades away.
Yeah, I've never heard of him either.
Yeah,
right?
I
know.
I follow basketball.
No one
and
has.
I never. That's impressive.
It's because it never got even to the college level, so it's a very local legend, you know.
So, okay. So what did he do the rest of his life then? Just lived in private? Like no one really know kind of what he just
Drank beer. He got
He finally got to go drink his bourbon in peace.
He drank until that radio show came.
Well,
he's like, God damn it.
Hold the fuck up!
I have seen I have a couple Kentucky basketball documentaries.
Yeah.
And he does appear in those.
Okay.
And he's still alive.
Really?
Last I checked, he is still alive. And I'm pretty sure, at least on one of those documentaries, he still lives in Wayland. So
That's
he's
great.
one of those 80 people.
Yeah.
And he still lives right down the street from that old decrepit
Wow.
high school.
You should have gone and seen him then when you were there.
Yeah.
I said, don't just start knocking on doors. There's
What
only
up?
80.
Thank you, Cole. I think you're really cool.
Yeah.
Bye.
And there is a I have a little biography. A book was written about about his whole thing, and that's sort of what I want to use to base the
Yeah. So
movie
okay.
off of, yeah.
So where does the movie start? I guess in your mind.
Okay, so the movie starts in my mind.
Elevator ride.
Yeah.
Oh, we're done with that. He already left. So in my mind, the movie starts with a kid
Yeah.
getting picked up from school by his dad,
Okay.
saying, "Grandpa died. We need to go back to Kentucky."
Oh.
And then that little thing on the radio.
So it's your story.
Yeah, well, sort of. Well, but it's gonna. So
No. I think
because
it's,
since his story is sort of like, ugh,
Yeah.
like okay, there's
Yeah.
no. So I was thinking, my idea was to have it like father, son, grandfather moment in
Got
one
it.
half of it, and the other half is him telling the stories
like Princess Bride.
exactly like the Princess Bride.
That's yep. Okay.
Yep, exactly.
It's Princess Bride,
Meets
but instead of
Air Bud.
Yeah.
It means Air Bud.
meets A Star Is Born. Yeah.
Yes. I think
And
that's,
so the radio clicks
Yeah.
on, and then you hear Kelly's voice,
Yeah.
tell that little story, and then and then the dad starts telling the son the story, or even better, they drive into Wayland where the old gym is, and he's
it's a
like,
road
"This
trip.
is where it happened," and then brrr,
it's a road trip movie.
yeah,
Of
yeah,
the- and
half
then
road,
and
yeah,
back to-
exactly, yep.
Oh man, it's a sports movie.
it's a
Princess
sports
Bride,
movie?
road trip, Remember the Titans, and leaving Las Vegas.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
And so Adam Driver is playing the. See, okay, so
He's the only after
think-
reading the description, he's the only like actor that I could see playing that.
see, I like Adam Driver as a good choice too because you talked about how this guy doesn't have like the charisma of like a star player.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and he never went to the NBA.
Right.
But there is a charisma. Like he does have a charisma. Like you said in that last game, he like took off his jersey and flipped off the crowd. Like that takes a certain like kind of like
Yeah.
like old like grumpy
Old man
yeah,
grumpy.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of charisma. You know?
Yeah.
And I think Adam Driver's a great choice to play that.
Yeah.
That
Angsty.
my main are there basketball scenes, I assume, in this.
Yes.
But like 50s basketball.
Yeah,
scene.
but
Right, it's
can
50.
Adam Driver play basketball? Has anyone seen
well,
him play
but here's,
basketball?
here's the
50s
best
basketball.
part. Here's the best part.
What?
Think about what I told you about Kelly's style. He just
Just
chucks it up and then
chucks
has
it.
to go
True.
get the ball. So you just tell the other actors, okay, when he misses, just let him get it.
That's true. Because my biggest
like
thing with sports movies, if the guy can't actually play the sport,
you're
and
very
you,
right
and you
about
can
that.
tell, you want that to be like as real
Yeah.
as possible. That
I agree with
you're
that.
not
but
taken
shit,
out
you-
of it.
He can learn. If he doesn't, he can learn how to dribble. If that dude played Freddie Mercury can learn how to fucking walk like Freddie Mercury, Adam Driver can learn how to bounce a fucking
If
ball.
Adam Driver can fight using a lightsaber, he can play
Yeah.
1950s
I know one
basketball.
guy who couldn't do this.
1950s basketball.
Who?
Leo DiCaprio. Notoriously, that guy's really bad at basketball,
Yeah,
but he
wow.
plays with a bunch of yes men that
In the
make him
Basketball
good.
Diaries.
Or whatever. I don't know. I've just
He was
heard
like
that
a little
through.
kid back then.
Not even
movie's a
that.
fucking
No, I've heard
bummer.
this in like real life or something.
Oh, really?
Like, I don't know.
He's like the opposite of Prince.
yeah. Yeah, it's the opposite of Prince. It's like I don't know if I heard it from like the Bill Simmons podcast or like random celebrity things, but like George Clooney like has a story or something like Leo tried playing with and George Clooney just swept the floor with like DiCaprio.
Well, have you seen ER? George Clooney can play
Dude,
basketball.
I bet
true.
he's from
That's
Kentucky, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Rosemary Clooney was
Yeah.
his grandma, I think. Yeah, from White Christmas. Yeah,
But Clooney,
yeah,
so
yeah. The
Clooney,
Clooney's, the Louisville Clooney's.
they would know all. He would know all about
yeah.
King Coleman.
Oh, for sure. He would probably insist on playing the old Kelly Coleman. So I guess we'll let George
would-
Clooney be
Yeah,
Clooney.
I
Fuck.
guess.
He's too pretty though.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Yes,
They have the matching noses, at least him and Driver. Yeah.
that's great.
So who for me, like who else? What is there a love interest or is it like what's kind of the part?
No.
Like
That's
what are
the
the
thing.
characters?
I
Doesn't really have to be that
don't
love interest
know.
would make sense, but I feel
I
like
don't
there's
think because I will
beer is his love
Well,
interest.
Well, the heartwarming part of
Yeah.
it would be the father's son
Oh,
and
okay.
the grandfather's funeral.
Yeah.
So you would. I don't think there would
Okay.
need to be a heartwarming.
So it's really just like
it's
King
about
Coleman's
him and
is a
his
star.
demons, and he just wants
Got
to be
it.
alone and like
I like the father-son thing because like that's like the whole thing with sports, right? Is like
right.
as by themselves, sports they don't matter.
Yeah.
What does matter is like the father-son connectivity.
Yeah.
you
Right.
know?
Which is why I changed it from because it was my grandmother, but it makes a better story if it's a grandfather.
father,
Yeah.
and his son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
another burp break.
Double
guys.
burp breaks.
Double burp
Sorry, I
break.
ate half a pizza before coming. Here, so
That's a good amount of
Just-
It's
pizza.
a good amount of
my
pizza.
fiance ate the other half. So
Blame it on her.
I love you, Beth. So I actually really like that because it fills in a lot of the gaps that I thought would come in with this movie because it's not a typical sports movie. It's not a Remember the Titans where
No.
it's
No.
and it's,
Yeah.
and it's not about like there isn't any sub story to that. It's just about
Wow.
him being a like balls deep crazy basketball player.
And being true to himself.
And being
That's
true to
the
himself.
biggest.
Yeah.
That's the main like message to take away
Yeah.
from this is
Yeah.
you don't need to answer to anyone's bullshit expectations.
It's about
Because sports are so tied
Yeah.
into these, championship, MVP.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about these goals and achievements. Like,
Yeah.
no, what is going to make you happy
Yeah.
right now? That's
and
that's
chucking
just
the
a
ball
thing that's
35
not-
feet is what's
Eh.
making him happy.
I will say I'm jumping the gun on the end here, but him flipping off Adolf Rupp has multiple meanings because Adolf Rupp was not a good guy towards the African American community.
Well,
so.
see, okay, I'll get into it with you, Sean, because now at the time there was the unwritten rule in
Yeah.
the SEC conference where they did not, they wouldn't recruit
Yeah.
African American players, and the movie Glory Road really paints Adolf Rupp
Oh, okay.
as a white supremacist racist. My white boys against those black boys, and that is not at all.
Really?
If you actually look, the first players to be recruited in the SEC were to teams whose coaches were former Rupp assistant coaches.
The first black players.
Yes.
Okay.
So because of the crazy white racist people that made up some of the fan base and just the whole look of it back then, he didn't feel comfortable just coming out and supporting it.
Okay.
But through back channels and sort of under the table negotiations, he himself sort of helped to orchestrate the black players coming into the SEC. And that's a story you never hear about.
Yeah, that's true. I've never heard that.
That's great, but we're making a movie.
Yeah, we're making a movie. It's all about taking down the white supremacists.
So here's the thing.
No, there's no race in this movie at all. No.
But it brings up a good point. We need a bad guy. We need someone or something. Maybe it could be an institution. It could be.
I don't think Will's gonna be on board with Rupp because
maybe it is.
I don't think he's really necessarily the bad guy.
I don't think it would send the message if he was the bad guy. Because the message you want to be is like, this is like this big shiny house on the hill. That why wouldn't you want to go there?
Yeah.
But, I think the bad guy might be Jerry West, but not even but you wouldn't recognize it as a bad guy.
Yeah.
It's just the very forward, the typical personality you would expect from someone like that.
Okay, so who's playing Jerry West?
Oh,
so we got a Adam Driver. We got not a good looking, just crazy, just hucks the ball, and just like.
Who would be it?
I don't just want to play back.
Because they'd have to be young enough looking too.
Yeah.
Like a clean cut, like Matt Damon was my first thought, but I was like, no, he's too old. But
He's
someone
too
like
old.
that, like a clean cut.
I was going to say Christopher Hemsworth, but that might be too attractive.
No.
Jerry West.
Who is Mr. Fantastic in the new awful Fantastic Four movie? Miles Teller. Miles Teller?
Ooh, I hate Miles Teller. So that sort of would work.
Well, actually, so I'm not gonna get.
I don't know. I don't know if he's like traditionally, classically good looking enough.
He's more good looking than Adam Driver.
Ooh, you said it,
And
not me.
Here's the other thing. I like Adam Driver more, but here's the other thing. If we're saying that Adam Driver is young looking enough to play.
A high school
so
high school kid.
Teller,
That's true.
Who was in the Divergent
Oh no,
series.
I think he's definitely young enough
And
looking, but it's just
I think we got our Jerry West.
Got a Jerry West.
I think we got a Jerry West.
But he doesn't play him in the Sweet 16, right?
Because they're in different states.
Yeah.
Because he's in West. Yeah.
So then it becomes like a media battle.
Yeah, it's like
right.
that
like,
would probably there you go.
We
That
can
would
make up,
probably
like,
be
interviews,
the
like
bad
Miles
guy.
Teller.
Would be like a recruiter, or someone like that. Like who's you could go to West Virginia and play with Jerry West. Oh wait, bud, Kentucky. Like it would be someone like that. Maybe his dad. I don't know. I don't know what his relationship with his dad was. That wasn't really in the book.
The one interesting thing about Jerry West, I don't know if you guys know this, but Jerry West is like, from interviews and things, he's kind of curmudgeon in the way of like he likes to be in crappy situations. Yeah. Like he won with the Golden State Warriors. He built them from a crap team.
Right.
He was like their advisor, and now he's with the Clippers.
Yep.
Who are terrible. He played for the Lakers, and he went 1-9 or something, 1-10 in the finals. Yeah. Like he constantly got beat. So like and he's called Mr. Clutch. But the thing is, the reason I bring that up is I don't know if he's in the film. I feel like Jerry West might be the guy who is like King Coleman. What's his first name? Kelly Coleman, but he's the one who chooses to keep going because he knows he's good at it, but he might not be happy. I'm not saying Jerry West was like that, but I could see Jerry West being like that.
Be a villain. Maybe he would just be a yin and a yang.
Yeah, like that's how I see Jerry West.
This is what everyone expects him to be. This guy.
So maybe it is the institution. Like everyone, like you said,
his
dad is
or his coach or something.
Bruce Greenwood as his dad.
If it was like in today's time, it'd be like a shady agent, but I don't know what that was.
Right.
Back then, that didn't exist.
Yeah,
who cares?
no.
We'll make one up.
Yeah,
it was slime ball.
Yeah.
You think every war movie was perfectly accurate?
Or maybe it would be best if it's his dad. So then we can flip. If it's his dad, it's his dad and Jerry West is like his dad is the one egging him on, and then Jerry West is this like expectation. Then when we flip back to the son and the dad, it's like, oh, okay, this is what a good father-son relationship is like.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You see
what
I'm
That's
saying?
A great parallel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're building this thing.
Ground
up, right?
I love this. Okay, so I have a quick question.
Yes.
Does the kid that the father's telling the story to, does he grow up to become a pro basketball player? Does he become...
Doesn't matter.
No,
that's the thing.
Russell Westbrook?
Or is it literally just like a story?
I think it's just, well, it's like, it's like The Princess Bride. Does Fred Savage grow up? No.
Yes,
it's just
Have
over.
you never seen the sequel?
I would love a sequel.
Where Fred Savage is like running down the street stabbing people with a sword.
And then the cutbacks are just Andre the Giant and following him through his life.
What are you doing?
Anybody want a peanut?
All right, so it starts as a road trip movie where this father and son are driving through Kentucky. They hear a radio station about some newfangled, like, oh, look at this great, millennial who's great at basketball.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Kelly Coleman calls in. He's
To
like,
correct them.
he's like,
Because his stats are better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
That tells you right there just sort of what a level of like curmudgeon.
and this dad, they're going back home because Grandpa died. Grandpa from Kentucky.
Yep.
The father is also from Kentucky, but moved to the West Coast.
The big city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insert large city
Yep.
on either West or East Coast.
Yeah.
And so they're going back home for the funeral, but it's just the dad and the son because mom has to work or something, whatever. And they hear the story about Kelly Coleman, and the dad starts telling him because the dad watched Kelly Coleman with his dad, who just passed away. The grandpa. The dad watched Kelly Coleman with the grandpa. Like those are his memories.
Who? Grandpa's or his?
The dad.
Okay, yeah.
Because so now the whole thing is about like fathers and sons.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and now we get into the flashback of like Adam Driver maybe like practicing just throwing the ball,
Or just even the first game of the season,
That's
just
the first
like,
game. Yeah.
just like, well, the announcer and
They won-
Waylon Moss
They
win
won
again.
108 to 22.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Something like that. And then from there, it is just a Leaving Las Vegas style of him just crushing basketball courts and crushing beers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mostly it was the little Cokes in the glass bottles with a flask that he always had on. Yeah.
I really just want to see a scene of him chucking the ball off the rim, and montage, and him just like shoving people out of the way, just tipping it in,
back in.
just dominating all these people. I mean, if he's
but
six,
that's the thing is, like, that was a lot of them went in.
Yeah.
Like, you would think, like,
Okay,
talking
so
about
more
like
of
a
them-
lot of it's sloppy.
well, then
and a lot
he's
of it's
just
gross.
draining.
But that's what people say.
So it's like,
if there would have been a 3-point line back
He would've
then,
had a ton
he
of them.
would have scored 100 points
Yeah.
in games.
Like,
it was, it was that crazy.
yeah.
But the rebounds are a big
But,
thing
like,
too.
if
'Cause
he's-
that's the crazy where the stats really.
I imagine
get
if he's
impressive.
6'4" and he's from a small town, he's
Yeah.
gonna be the tallest kid.
Not
most
it'll
of
be,
the
it's like
So-
him and like junior high kids. is what it
yeah,
looks
you
like,
could
yeah.
show a montage of him just destroying everyone that you can because he's probably physically like stronger, just overall like you could really just show how great he was.
Yeah.
okay, so now we get the montage of him destroying small. They're all children. He's destroying small children.
Right. Yeah.
He's a child, but he's destroying
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make it any less worse. And all of a sudden, in comes the media barrage. He's in the Lexington paper. He's in the Lexington papers.
Yeah.
Jerry West is Miles Teller's Jerry West is talking about him in interviews and
Yeah.
talking about like, oh, I like to play him in in the NBA when I'm with the he's already calling out that he's going to be
Right,
on the Lakers,
right,
blah,
right,
blah,
right.
blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah, stuff like that. And I actually, if it's about fathers and sons, then the father is going to be the main protagonist. But I like to keep Miles Teller as Jerry West. Just for he's in 2 scenes or something like that.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's more of, instead of the protagonist dilemma, that's more of like the parallel of like this is the expectations, and Jerry West is hitting all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hi, how you doing? Of course, I'll sign your program for you,
Shaking
kid.
hands, kissing babies.
Here you go. Yeah, exactly. Oh, here I am at West Virginia, taking a tour of the university.
And Miles Teller's perfect.
Sure do hope I can play for you someday, Coach.
Yeah, he's got that nice smile. He can hey, he's a politician.
Cut to from hey, how you doing? Cut to Kelly Coleman, pissed drunk at the bottom of a creek bed in fucking Wayland, Kentucky.
He's literally in a creek.
Like,
someone Kelly,
I gotta sleep. I got a game tomorrow. Yeah.
He has to play a game hungover, and he has to win.
Oh, he played games drunk, straight up drunk. That's part of the legend,
part
man.
Of the montage.
That's part of all of it.
That's
true?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
So part of the
all
montage
part
is
of
him
it.
drinking on the bench. Then.
Oh, at least in the locker room beforehand. Going out there, Coach. I'm going to hang back. I have to read. My shoelace broke. I need to put a new one in.
Got some Miller Lights there.
But a lot of the non-basketball scenes, I think, should be with his father, because I feel like that's what this story is leaning towards, is his father son.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be his father, and it's gonna be his father talking about like, you're gonna be great. You're gonna put
they put you in the paper.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see? Oh,
Yeah.
Coach Rupp is talking about you. Oh my God, my own son. Could you believe it?
And
Better get your drunk ass up, Kelly.
the father's gonna beat him or something. Like hit him, maybe.
Probably.
It's the
50s in Kentucky, so probably.
Yeah.
I think there should be a shady agent, because it's so easy.
Yeah.
A shady agent who's like, he is, we're not allowed to pay college players, but he is a duffel bag of $50,000.
See, he would have taken that money. That's the thing. Like, shit. Oh, we're talking about money.
He's our protagonist, so he can't. But he
Yeah.
would have in real life. But it's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie. You can,
Right.
you can dance around that.
So the culmination is the Sweet 16, 1959, his senior year.
So yeah, the culmination would be like the Sweet 16 game, and then the actual funeral of the grandfather.
Of the grandfather,
Yeah.
That would be the
who has
climax of the movie.
maybe a picture with Kelly, like the one picture Kelly Coleman ever took with a fan.
The one,
The one picture Kelly Coleman ever took was with the grandpa and the father. You're laughing.
I don't want to. I don't.
That.
That's
like,
pretty.
He's a protag. He's our protagonist. It's got to be. It's cheesy, yes, but it's a sports movie.
That's true. We'll have to take it to Disney.
Is this picture at the bar? That's the question. After the game,
For sure.
Yeah.
That's
Kelly's
the
in
only-
his jersey,
and
just
it's
drinking
just
a bunch.
bunch of old men. It's no kids around at all. It's just him like smoking a cigarette in the
it's
corner
the
of
late
a bar.
50s. You think they the bar wouldn't have let it?
Of course they would. He's the star
of
of
the kid in.
Yeah,
Legal age
for
was
sure.
probably 18 at that point. Still, maybe. I
Doesn't
don't know.
matter. It's
He
Eastern
put Wayland
Kentucky. It
on
doesn't
the-
matter. Is he 15? He can
He's
drink.
the most famous person from Wayland. They're gonna let him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also that was in what's the football movie with James Vanderbeek? It's Blue.
Remember the
Varsity
Titans?
Blues. Varsity
No,
Blues.
Varsity Blues.
Is
Remember
every
the Titans.
football movie remember the
That's what I keep going back
I mean,
to. That's what I keep going back to.
It is
It's
the
like,
most
wait, remember
well-known
That is-
football one,
that is
I
my
feel like.
favorite sports movie too.
this? Really? Not anymore, bitch. Not anymore, bitch.
Oh,
I did it. We brought it all back.
Oh shit! This just got meta. That's our podcast, everybody. So the culmination is that final Sweet 16 match. He gets offered like the big. His dad is like, "You take that contract or you don't come home."
Take that scholarship. You take
Yeah,
that
yeah,
scholarship.
And
Yeah.
he ends the game, flips him off, takes his jersey off, flips him off, and then just goes to community
Can't get
college.
over that. That's just so
It's amazing.
crazy.
It's crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
No. Do you even build up to that, or do you just in the movie just is it a shock to everyone that's watching? Like, there's no idea that the audience knew that he was planning to do that. It's just like, I guess it'd probably just be out of the blue. He's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that, like, yeah, I almost see him as like
It has
a real loner. Where
Yeah.
like during all this stuff, when he's being when he's being real quiet, there isn't someone for him to be like, I just hate all this attention. There's no like him explaining it.
Yeah.
You just see him go through it.
yeah,
so
And when that happens, you just feel it, and you just feel like he just lets it all go, and then you feel, yeah.
But I think that's how it should like how his story, at least the father telling the son the story of King Cole, should end, is like, it's this, he got this big contract and his dad wants him to take, or scholarship, and his dad wants him to take it, and it's like, take this scholarship or like don't come back to Wayland.
Right.
But he stays in Wayland because like the father can't do anything.
And then
but so then he just flips off, goes to community college, meets the love of his life, and then it's like he has like peace of mind in the end. Like he meets like the love of his life, and he just stays in Wayland and lives by himself and gets drunk all the time. But that's what he wanted,
right?
And the movie ends with like
the father walking the son back to the car, and then like explain like, it's important to live your life the way you want.
Yeah.
And not to, because you'll end up like Grandpa in the dirt before you know it, and you don't want to look back saying you lived your life for someone else, for other people's terms, for other people's expectations.
Yeah.
That's a little long, but that whole message, Yeah.
That makes sense. This is a more fantasy. I thought of this so dumb. And I don't think King Cole's dead yet, but say he's dead, and they just walk, and there's a swamp, and there's a ghost of Yoda and Kelly Coleman waving goodbye. That'd be so stupid. I'm sorry, I ruined that sentimental end.
Dunking on Yoda's face. This is what I really wanted. That's why I died.
Suck it, you tiny green rat.
He just pulls out like a 40 of Natty Light and just drinks,
chugs it, dumps it on his stupid green head.
Okay, Will's ending makes
takes off his jersey, flips off Yoda, and like fades away.
Rips off Yoda's cloak. Look at your little green dick, you're pathetic. And then just walks into the creek where we saw him pass out earlier. Like, yeah, this is my spot.
This is my spot. This
Give me a cigarette. Light it with your light stick.
All right, that's the more comical end.
Yeah,
deleted scene.
Deleted scene.
All right, well, I think we got a movie,
right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right, well, so it's time to give everyone what they've been waiting for: the trailer for this movie. In a world where Kentucky basketball.
Hey, man, it's Kelly Coleman. What you doing?
Beat it, kid. I'm trying to tie one on. Hey, you got a Pall Mall?
Hell yeah. Here we go. I'll be back later.
Where the greatest basketball player didn't give a shit.
Kelly Coleman, I saw you drinking a beer out on the basketball court. I don't think you should be doing that if you want to play for Kentucky.
Who says I want to play for Kentucky? Get away from me, kid. Stop following me around everywhere. Hey, you got a Pall Mall?
Okay, here we go.
One father has to teach his son that he has to live his life the way he wants, not the way anyone else wants.
Son, you are going to play for the University of Kentucky for Adolph Rupp, and by God, you're going to love it.
If you say so, Dad. I just want to chuck the ball up, go get some tip-ins, and go tie one on in a creek bed with my best friend. He's this little kid that gives me cigarettes.
The greatest basketball player to ever live must make a daring choice. Follow everyone else's rules or follow the beat of his own drum.
Fuck you!
This summer, go see the legendary drunken tale of King Cole. Bye-bye. That's it, everybody. Thank you. Thanks for listening to What a Pitch.
What a pitch.
All right.
What a pitch.
Let's do some plugs. Well, do our guest last since he's special. So we'll start with Sean. Sean, do you want to plug anything?
This podcast and the Pandering Talk podcast and all that stuff. Just listen to that. Check out the Gram whenever that's up on at Java Joe's. We are working on getting a Facebook page, but it's taking way longer than it should. I could go into detail about that, but I'm not gonna. But yeah, check out the Gram when you guys can. Oh, and I don't know when this will come out, but Alien Head Emoji is coming back at least for one show, November 17th or 16th, Saturday.
Nice.
So third Saturday in November.
Cool.
8 p.m. Java Joe's.
Go see that. Alien Head Emoji is really funny.
Hell yeah!
I have a free ticket to the show, so
yeah,
I need to use that. I'll go next. I'm Dan Cutler again.
Hi, Dan.
Hi. Yeah, listen to this podcast. I think it's good. I'm in a band called Equal Parts.
Yeah.
So check us out only on Facebook so far. We're starting to record an EP that we hope to come out in a...
break!
We have an EP hoping to come out in June or July of 2019. So hit us up on Facebook and you'll hear news about that. Other than that, I'm really boring. So, and our our guest Will Frazier. Yay!
Yay! Thank you. Yes, I'd like to plug my podcast. It's called History Made Up.
Woo! Great podcast.
Sean's been on it a bunch of times.
Hell yeah!
Mostly the sports episodes.
Always
as that
sports
works
episodes.
out somehow. It's history.
I'm subscribed.
Oh, nice. Good. Thank you. Yeah. It's historymadeup.com is the website where you can find it. History Made Up on Instagram and Twitter. And also my long-form improv group, Last Action Gyro, however you want to pronounce it. Euro.
The gyro?
Gyro, yeah. Last Action Gyro.
It's a Euro ball.
That's what I'm thinking.
We perform the last Saturday of every month right there at the same Java Joe's Theater.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's exciting.
It's new. That's a new booking date. And
Woo!
then in January, I want to make sure I get this date right because we have a big blowout extravaganza. So we're going to do those shows every month at Java Joe's. And then about 4 or 5 times a year, we're going to do a big blowout show at the Come and Go Theater where instead of just us doing an improvised movie, we bring on a local musical guest, like a band, and the band scores our movie live as we're performing it. Yeah. So the way that works is to give the band a little time to like prepare and get ready. We tell them they can choose the genre of the movie.
Yeah.
But they can't tell us until the night of the show. So we get a word from the audience that will inform the whole movie. And then after that, the band will tell us what genre of movie they have chosen. And then we do the improvised movie.
Wow.
And the first one is with Lovemaking, Ryan Lombard's band. Yeah, and that's January 25th. At the Come and Go Theater at the Des Moines Social Club.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. I'm excited to sort of join the local improv and the local music scene together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so that's going to be lots of fun. Look out for those.
Cool.
And that's all my plugs.
Just to press people onto your podcast History Made Up, you just had a couple episodes on Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
And they are really good.
Thank you. Yeah.
They're really funny and they're really interesting stories too.
Yeah. Oh, they're great stories. I actually there's a gigantic Muhammad Ali museum right on the riverfront in Louisville. And I went down to Louisville for a improv festival and I got the stories I needed, and so I had an extra story to bring back.
Nice.
And so, yeah, that's where I got. And Jeannie Conkey was her name, and she told 2 stories about Muhammad Ali that I had never heard before, and so it was very, very interesting.
Well, listen to it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they're great. So definitely check those out. And those are, that's Kentucky centric too.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Oh, also you should follow the Kentucky men's basketball program on Twitter, and also Rex Chapman. You should follow him on Twitter. He's my favorite old Kentucky player, and he's awesome on there. Yeah.
All right.
So that's all my plugs.
There we go. We got it all.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Stay tuned for more episodes.
Yep.
And this is the part where we fade out into nothingness.
Bye. Bye.